Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dane. Happy birthday to you.
Where has that 5 years gone?
No idea, man.
It's a bit fast, isn't it? Too
5
fast.
years. 5 years, man. It's incredible. I don't know where that time has gone.
And it's been a popular pedal.
It has. Been really popular.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thousands and thousands of them sold.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's been on your board consistently for 5 years.
It's the only thing that's been consistent on my board for the last 5 years.
It's a
on my boards.
You know, it's on and off of my board. You know, as I regularly go back to it. I really love the fact that actually the Dane it's a familiar sounding pedal without being a complete rip-off of something else.
Yeah. As we talked about, it was really important that we got it right in the first place, because that's the most important thing, that an artist uses his pedal. You know.
Yeah.
And I've not taken it off my board. I've used it on all of them.
So Thorpy has
birthday.
made an amazing cake.
Yes.
You must have been up
Well
all
done.
night.
Yeah.
In fairness, this is almost a competitor for Is It Cake on American TV.
Yes,
in fact,
we were talking about it earlier.
In fact, before we even cut this, maybe we should do the famous Is It Cake?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can I have a...
Do you want a slice?
I do want a slice, yeah.
Who's cutting into it? You're cutting into it.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Hang on.
Cut.
Big slice. What? Whoa.
Whoa.
Is it
Hang
cake?
on.
Is it
Hang
cake?
on a second.
It's not working. It's not going through.
Why is it not going through?
This is something metal
There's something
object.
in here. What? Is that a new little Mark II Dane?
There's
There
a
you
Mark
go.
II Dane. Does
Yeah.
that mean that the Mark I is retiring?
It's done its time. 5 years for pedals is like 100 years for dog years. So
So the Mark I is retiring.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you want to tell us, Thorpy, or Pete, what is the Mark II, sort of, in what way has the Mark II been changed? What are we trying to address? How are we trying to improve it?
So the core sounds absolutely the same, because we haven't changed that. The circuit's the same.
Yeah.
All we've done is changed the layout, made it smaller, shrunk it down, made it lighter.
Yeah.
But we've also added another little switch, which is the heavier clipping side of the heavy water boost.
Yeah.
But also coupled with the Danish peak boost, so you can choose which one you want.
It says DP on here.
So the drive side of thing, this switch doesn't affect the drive side
Doesn't
of things.
affect the drive
It's just
side,
the
no.
boost side.
Yeah.
And we
More
have
pedal friendly, of
got,
course.
I must admit, I kind of get it.
And of course it's
much-
black now, as you can see.
It's much easier to read.
To read, yeah.
Again, you guys can. I bet you on camera, you probably can't even see that this has got any writing on it at all. So this is engraved, and has always been a bit of a what does it say again? Oh yeah. Whereas now this is much easier to read
And fingerprint friendly as well.
And
isn't
smaller.
It? It's smaller, yeah.
That's
Sometimes smaller's better.
yes. In the world of pedals,
In my world,
it generally
that's
is.
what I've been told all my life.
Well, I think
So
we
that's
should
it.
have a
think we
slice
do
of
need to have
cake,
cake.
and then we better hear it, hadn't
Yeah, yeah. This is even edible.
we? This is amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Dig in.
Just icing sugar. Is that marshmallow?
Oh man, that's good.
Oh my God.
This is good, man.
So the lady who made it is a lady called Kit. Kit does cakes. Can I give you the link?
Yeah, we'll put links to the cake below, man. Absolutely.
So for those of you that haven't seen a Dane video before, you're bound to have heard Pete using it, but
Yeah.
perhaps between the two of you, maybe Adrian from a technical perspective and you from a player's perspective, what kind of drive was the Dane pedal supposed to be?
For me, it was just like something that was smooth and non-offensive, who could work with the Telecaster into a clean amp.
Yeah.
That was what I really liked. Something that was dynamic, had lots of headroom, and I don't know if a pedal can have headroom, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it was just really dynamic on the different pickups as well. That was my thought behind it.
And from a technical perspective then, how do you achieve that kind of more, I suppose, smoother, lower gain, overdrivey type vibe?
Yeah, so we focused primarily on the frequency range that Pete was wanting to sort of operate in, which I guess that's a given. But for us, it was our, excuse the pun, main drive was the dynamics. We wanted it to be able to have both sides on, Pete to roll the volume back and still retain clarity. So it's really hard trick to have clarity at lower volumes, but also not be spiky, because the Telecaster can be quite an aggressive guitar in the upper register. So
it's a control thing. I think it's really easy to control it.
Let's hear the drive side on its own first and demonstrate a bit of that, and then we'll do the boost side independently after that, and then we'll see how they work together.
So that's just a clean tone. So there's a lot of pick attacks, like clean, but if I go on the back pickup, front pickup, so if you play the chord or back to the front pickup, it becomes almost like a clean thing. There's loads of dynamics in it.
Loads of headroom and dynamics.
And just so you can pick softly. And it doesn't necessarily overdrive as much as if you... And that's just the... Go 12 o'clock here. And, and there's lots of gain in it.
It's not trying to do... It's not trying to do any real heavy re-EQing of the sound, is it? It's not like it's taking bass away or adding mid-range in the way that other famous sort of drive circuits would do. It's just a nice... fat sounding, smooth overdrive.
That goes between the guitar and the and the clean sounding.
And that's with everything.
That was 12 o'clock basically. So tone and volume and everything at 12 o'clock.
So if we just leave tone and level where they are, could we just sort of maybe like if we had substantially less gain?
Yeah. But even then, you get a little bit more grit when you go on a back pickup, especially the Telecaster back pickup. We should do a video on what pedals are good for individual guitars, like what's good for Strat, what's good for Tele. Because I think people buy stuff sometimes and they go, it might not work with the Les Paul, for instance.
It's a great shout as well. The right pedal with the right amplifier is really important.
Yeah, I mean the little sister here now, so it likes the sort of just a clean type amp.
Yeah, you know? And then if we take it up into the realms of 3/4.
There's lots of drive in there, but again, it's not overpowering, but it can.
And question to Adrian, is all of that drive coming from the pedal, or is there any element that maybe we're driving the front end of the amp
I think you've got it set up so that's fairly clean, but I mean, and the volume jump between the pedal and it's maybe a little bit higher. You'll be getting some slight compression in the front end, but nothing horrendous.
I mean, it's clean. I mean, that's pretty clean.
So.
I've never run it that hard.
I love that every single piece of gear that you've ever been involved in, everything is at 12 o'clock on it. It's almost like, what's the point of even having knobs on it? So if we jump over to the boost side, which was always designed to be completely independent, so it's not like a boost for the drive section.
No,
it's its own boost. And I know we've done tons of videos where just all amplifiers seem to sound better with just a bit of boost into the front of them. But now the new Dane, the Mark II, has got 2 boost circuits in them. One based on the original Dane, and one taking something from the Heavy Water, which is a different pedal that Thorpy makes in the range. So let's just go through remind people of what the original Dane boost sounds like.
So just clean, and again 12 o'clock. I mean, I love that. So it's got a boost volume, and then it's got the lows, which is just fantastic. Because if you do, I like to run it sort of like this, 9 and 3 o'clock. So it just gives a little. It just fattens it up, warms it up, and gives it some top end, but it's like... And it's clean.
It's like the loudness button my old hi-fi used to have.
Absolutely. I love it. You know.
It's probably a better, having that much extra bass end is probably a better feature at lower volumes.
When you play it alone at home, and like we do a lot here in the studio, it's just that it just gives you sort of a nice feeling. Why would you ever take that off?
So before we hear the other side, do you want to just give a technical explanation as to what the difference between the two clipping modes are?
Yeah, so essentially this, as it is and as it was designed for Pete, is really high headroom. Yeah. So when we look at it on an oscilloscope, we put a sine wave in it and it just stays clean for most of the way up the boost until the very last reaches. It sort of then sort of turns over and starts to compress and get gritty. Now, when you flick it towards the other side, that we've called it heavy clipping, it chops off the top and the bottom, it flattens it off, it gets grittier a little bit earlier, and it just adds a little bit more, a different flavour, and it stacks well with the drivers as well.
And I think the best way of this sort of demonstrating that is, this is the DP side, so the original boost. There's like a volume drop in it, that's how you can tell.
So,
I mean,
so if you were to play harder now into that heavy clipping side, you're just going to find that it'll start to get gritty earlier than the DP side.
I mean, it's subtle, but it's it has to be loud. That's the thing with these things, isn't it? A boost is always just... Do I want to boost it up that much? But
you do notice, and again, I don't know if it's I don't think you've tried to re-EQ this. It's obviously just the nature of the circuit, but you do notice that the bass end gets tightened up a little bit in the heavy clipping mode as well, so it's not quite as boomy.
It's a boomy, and that's great for if you have an amp that is kind of running a little bit hard on the front end of it. So. And again, I love the lows on it, but I just love that extra. It does have a little bit more grit there. So if let's try to do a bit of drive. And then the normal. Just more driven, and I think if you've got other pedals, because I use this, so I'll have the Dane and then I'll have some pedals after it as well, before overdrive pedals, and the boost will react different with different pedals after it. So if you have a tube screamer or whatever after it, boost into it, and it's just a little extra feature. That's really cool.
It's cool.
One of the things that you did a while back, it was a video of you comparing using a clon as a boost, and that uses germanium diodes just at the edge of clipping. That's how a lot of people run their clon, and this is the same theory essentially. We wanted to say, because we saw the video and we're like, oh, that's amazing, but actually if we do give you the option of germanium, you'll get that on the edge, same like a clon, out of that side of it.
And the circuit is always going, guitar goes in, boost side first, then the drive side, then out to the amplifier.
That's how I like it.
It's the only...
Because it gets too loud if it's on the other side of it, Yeah. But I love that it's that you can use them.
If you want like a solo boost type volume thing, for me that's about just having another pedal right at the end of the chain that's just there to do a volume boost, and about having an amplifier that can actually take the extra boost. Otherwise, it just distorts even more.
Absolutely.
Doesn't it?
I just want to try with a different guitar just to see how the clipping works different. So. So now you can hear the volume drops if you just play a chord.
That was me picking quite hard, so go back to the normal one.
a little more low end and cleaner.
It's just a bigger sound on the DP boost side, isn't it?
Yeah, but it works really well with that drive. So.
It's, I mean, again, more output from that.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted. Here's the DP side. You get them. It just takes that really low end away from it, which some people don't really necessarily like. With your that's what,
such a good sounding drive pedal.
it is. It sings, right? It's got
totally
it's got this sort of singing vocally. It's a vocal thing, isn't it? It's like a trumpet. What's not to like, man?
You know what is a little sort of, you know, an accidental feature as well. By making the thing more compact, you can actually, with one foot now, decide to turn both buttons on at the same time, which you always had to be a bit sideways on with the original Dane to do that.
It's cool, man.
It's very cool.
I'm into it, and it's not going off my board.
I agree. I agree. You know what? The added bonus is, with it being slightly smaller now, we can probably fit another pedal.
But that's exactly what it. That's one of the other
for fly rigs.
Exactly, and for fly rigs, you know, I've got the little thing that I have at home as well, and I've got if I take the big, I've a prototype somewhere here on my board. I can fit another pedal on there. It's brilliant.
And thank you very much, Thorpy, for coming down, delivering the cake. Is there anything else exciting?
Who made the cake?
From
Who made the cake?
On Instagram tag of whoever made the cake now. Thank you very much. What did you say it was?
Sorry.
Kitty. Kit. Very kind of you. So anything else exciting coming from Thorpy over the next few months? Obviously, without giving anything too much away.
We've got 3 pedals before Christmas, so that's ongoing. Got all these Danes to ship to everyone, and then we've got one coming out. The aim is February, around February, March. So that's going to be another big one. That's wicked.
Excellent.
Exciting.
Well, look, links below.
Yeah.
These, I imagine, will these be in stock by the time this video goes live?
I think so. We're going to be shipping them.
Links below. Buy it from Andertons, please, or from wherever your local Thorpy dealer is. But if you don't have one, again, Andertons ship these worldwide, so we can help you out. Yes. Right. Thanks a lot, AD. See you soon.
Love you,
everyone.